welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. All that and more coming up next.
With the eyes of the world watching, it's time for the biggest event of the year, as we're proud to welcome you to the Super Bowl. Tonight, with a hallowed Lombardi trophy in the building, it's a battle to raise it at midfield between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Nicole Hardman now on the return. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. So here come the Chiefs, taking the field for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those players in the other sports that when we just think of the greatest to ever do it, a skill set that's different than everybody else, immediately a player pops in your mind. And while we have seen GOATs like Tom Brady and Super Bowl winners many times over like Bradshaw, Montana, and Aikman, there's just not many that have ever done it with the flair, the style, and the skill set of Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes got to throw on this first play. He'll get it to Rashee Rice, complete. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. Second and 3 now. Off the play fake, it's Mahomes. That's into the hands of Moore. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing but that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Second down now, 7 to go. Right back to Pacheco. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. A solid gain of 6 there. It's going to be 3rd and just a yard.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well, I know some old-school coaches, maybe some former NFL quarterbacks who would have this guy running stairs after that drop, partner. Hit or no hit. That was a catch there that would have meant a first down.
Yeah, that's why that's old school, okay, Kate? The new school coaches and quarterbacks know how hard it is in this league with the contact. Know how valuable those contested catches are. Credit the defense for making the play on that one.
So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in. But it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
And he'll get it up to the 27.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. He picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
2nd and 3 now. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget it. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
They're set up at the 35 now. First and 10. Here's Hurts. Completed over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 44.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Option play, they give it to Barkley. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, kid, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's another carry for Barkley. And that hit stops him in his tracks. No gain on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Into the hands of Campbell. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Throwing here, Hurts. And the 1st down pass set away by a defender, incomplete.
You know, that is so hard to do. It's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Hurts looking to throw. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Well, whether he stays the go-to guy the entire game, we will all judge together. But no doubt about it, on that opening drive, Brock, he was the star. Bunch of catches and a touchdown to begin this one.
Yeah, I think this is twofold. Number one, you love to get this guy started early. He's a playmaker. He's a difference maker. Number two, this defense, well, they better be on high alert because this offense feels like they have a matchup they can attack, and that time attack a 3rd time for 6.
Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Brought in right side by Moore. And he'll get it up to the 44. 16 yards on the play. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
He'll get this one to Brown. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. That's the end of one here in Super Bowl 59. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to New Orleans right after this. Welcome back. The team is set, so let's get back to it. Second quarter of Super Bowl 59 from New Orleans. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Looking for a target. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Throwing again, Mahomes. Short pass brought in. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. They'll run it. Here's Pacheco. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
So on 4th down, the Chiefs field goal units and Harrison Butker headed out. From the right hash, it's a 47-yarder. Up and good from Blankenship. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. On the return, Britton Covey. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now for the second time this game, we're going to look at the Philly offense. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. This one finds Goddard. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. 1st down, a run with Barkley. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. That pass complete to Goddard. And they're going to be down close to the 35 as he goes out. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
That wasn't going anywhere else on that play. It's one of the ones called specifically for the tight end because they know he's able to get a good release off that play action, and then he gets himself in space to do some damage.
On first down, Hurts. He's got Smith. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down.
Well, that is a well-designed route right there. He really made it easy to get that pass to him. Creating space, QB receiver, deliver.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, okay, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Hurts now from the gun. Has it down close. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. A nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Motion man right is Smith. Touchdown, Philadelphia! To rock this offense, looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles drive their lead to 11. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Kadarius Toney now to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Kansas City offense set to take the field. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Back to throw Mahomes. Hauled in by Rice. And that's good for a gain of 5. Darius Slay with the stop.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
That puts us at the 2-minute warning. And it's the Chiefs facing 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. And incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
3rd and short, here's Mahomes. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Chiefs in the hurry-up, trying to get everyone to the line. Back to the air, Mahomes. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Again, Mahomes to throw. He's got his man. That's Travis Kelce. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. 1st down throw, Mahomes. This one finds Kelce. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk. It was nearly a big play.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Another throw for Mahomes. Finds his man Gray. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. All right, set now. 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Pacheco hauls it in. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. The Chiefs bring on Harrison Butker for the field goal. A very short kick here from the right hash. Up and good from Blankenship. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Well, Brock Martin, a touchback. This kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he stopped on a nice gain on what is the final play of this first half. Understood. Some people would rather get right back to the field of play. And so we will as we advance to the start of the second half. Final halftime adjustments of the season are out of the way. It's time to put them into action here. Quarter 3 of the Super Bowl is underway. To return, here's Paris Campbell. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. Philadelphia has its offense out to start this third quarter. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. First and 10 now from the 30. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Taken in by Smith. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Empty backfield now. The running back motions out left. Got a man. Uzama has it. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now Hurts. Rolling into enemy territory. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Hurts throwing again. Finds a seam down the middle. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Now Barkley. And they're going to bring him down after he drives it down to the 7. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Motion man sent left. This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
Hurts with it on 3rd and short. Flushed out of the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
So on 4th down, on comes the Eagles kicker Jake Elliott for the try. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. The kick by Hopkins is good. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
It's all set for the kickoff. Hardman with a return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Chiefs offense out to take over. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Moore's got it. And he gets him around 6 there. Kobe Dean in on the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Takes off right out of the read option. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
These defensive ends today are so good, Kate, with their hands, and it's often right off the jump. If you can win with your hands, if you can create space, you can get a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Eagles loading up the secondary. Dime look coming, 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going. And you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Kansas City sends out its punt team. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Eagles will take possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That pass complete to Goddard. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Justin Reed with the tackle.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Dime coverage from the Chiefs on this 3rd down. Throwing here, Hurts. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. From the pistol, Hurts. Flush down out to his left. He tucks it and takes off. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Philadelphia first down. So we're winding down to the end of the 2024 season. That's the end of 3 in Super Bowl 59. The Eagles have the lead here and are looking at a potential second title. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Makes the grab in bounds left side. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says 2 things in every production meeting. Number 1, well, we got to stop the run. And number 2, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Hurts setting up to throw. Has a man. It's Brown. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Here's Hurts. Coverman is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Couldn't connect with Dallas Goedert. And 4th and 4 coming up.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week, because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
The kick by Hopkins is good. And that extends their lead to 14.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. A touchdown to field goal's not going to get it done anymore.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Hardman with a return. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. Offense heading out now for the Chiefs. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Travis Kelce, the intended target. So it'll be 2nd down. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Finds his man Rice.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Back to throw Mahomes. He has the first over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They get 13 on the pickup. And it'll be first down, Kansas City.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. That was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
They'll send their tight end right. First down throw, Mahomes. Kelsey makes the catch. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
That's complete. Here's Brown. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 24-yard line.
Offense in the hurry up here. Throwing again, Mahomes. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Again, Mahomes to throw. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have first and goal.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Back to the air, Mahomes. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. Now Harrison Butker for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chiefs chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. Just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Gamble now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. Their lead still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
Running right, it's Barkley. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. Second down now, 7 to go. From the gun, a give to Gainwell. Across the 45 and still going. And he gets this down to the 38. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's second. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. On the handoff, it's Barkley. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. The Chiefs will use their third and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. They go to Barkley again. And he'll go down here at the 16. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
And the birthplace of America sure is going to be rocking again tonight. The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. And for all the talk we heard from every team at the start of the season, Brock, they're the ones, these guys right here, who fought all the way to this point and are now champions forever.
What a storybook season. You know, at times it even seemed like it's